Hello everybody, today we are going to talk about Death Stranding 2. As you can see on the back, on this back, I got the collector's edition and I was really hyped on this game. Let's just start with a little bit of a prologue. I played Death Stranding 1 multiple times. I was really obsessed with Metal Gear before. And when I started playing Death Stranding 1, didn't really do it for me. I tried it a couple of times and it just wouldn't stick with me. I felt that it was like everyone says, it's a walking simulator, I'm bored, I'm out. And when the Death Stranding 2 got announced, my wife got interested and she was like, you wanna try this game? Let's see what it's all about. And I tried it by myself, didn't really work out. But when we started playing it together, it was easier because on the boring parts we will just change controllers whenever we felt bored, and it did just work out like that pretty well. In my experience, it was very good overall. The experience when you get to see the story and overall all of that story and all of the first game, when you kind of see moving from Death Stranding 1 to Death Stranding 2, it feels like it was more like a prologue story. That you get to see a lot of stuff happening, and then when you go to the second game, you're like, oh, this is just the start, like of something probably huge, like of a huge universe that it's not gonna be probably only two games. Now, this is just how I feel. I don't know for a fact, but with the way that the universe expands into this, you really feel that around the ending of Death Stranding 1 as well, you kind of get the idea that there's going to be a second game, or at least that they're going to be expanding this thing to probably multiple games with the way that it was going, story-wise. And yeah, for me, I feel that this game is just really, really special. It feels way better than the first one. As I said, I was really bored of the first one. And on the second game, even though I had some expectations, just probably it will just do a little bit better with pacing, hopefully, so you won't feel bored as much, but the story gonna be interesting and the boss fight's gonna be cool, so, like it's gonna be good. And we got really hyped after we beat Death Stranding 1. It was just around the time for this to be purchased, and we bought it. So it was amazing. The whole package was really good. I wanted to do an unboxing video, but I saw when I tried to make the video, I saw that there were many already out there. So I was like, you know what? Fine, like I don't need to make one. There is so many better people making unboxing videos that made one, so I don't really need to make one. Yeah, so like I didn't make one, but I really, really enjoy having this on display on my living room. It just sits really, really good. And I'm really happy for that in general because I loved his previous work, as I said before, with Metal Gear. And what happened with Metal Gear Solid 5, kind of sad, but what can you do? Like, situations happened and it was sad. But now, with all of this, feels like we are kind of getting a mixture of, would I say, like a sequel to Metal Gear, like a spiritual sequel, at least to the combat. Because the game, this gunplay, this pacing when you go and fight enemies, of course, lore-wise, you cannot kill other people with a normal sense. But you just knock them out and then like you go to the bases and all of that. It's just completely different. My experience on this game, the moment I set foot to Australia, it just felt amazing because you could just like, I was literally playing GTA, right? Like I'm going to a base, I destroy everyone, and it felt amazing that I got a sniper rifle from a very early side quest, and I was able to take all the watchkeepers from with the rifle, and I was just cleaning them out, and then I would go in, infiltrate, steal their stuff, whatever they have there with the mule box and stuff like this, and then I will go steal their car and use it to do deliveries for everything else. I haven't used any other vehicle outside of my stolen vehicle so far, which is really funny. Now, I have played quite a bit, Let me just get it here. I have played for like 19 hours, it says here. I would say around 15. I'm on chapter 6 right now, which is really, really cool so far. I really like the pacing of this game. It's one of the things that I was hoping it's going to be better, story-wise and all of that. But it's not just that. It's just so more than that. Because it's not just, the combat now feels like you're playing a sequel to Metal Gear, because the combat is like really, really good. The gunplay feels really good. You have all these options to get creative with how you approach all the enemy stuff, which before was not really like that. Now you can be like gung-ho infiltrating and all of that, because before you were kind of like more indicated, you should go silent, use the strand, just knock them out and run. And like use the bola gun to just avoid them. But now, the game doesn't really tell you that. The BTs are different now, they're more tanky, bogan BTs. I'm just thinking about that idea of like, they're strong in Australia because they're bogan BTs. And it takes more hits now to knock them out. You can't do it as easily. And it feels like so cool when you do that, like you're getting kind of like different choices to make in the gameplay. And that's why I still feel that like the first game was more like a prologue of an idea of how to do all this stuff. And then like the second game, when everything expands, it's more about like, yeah, it's that, but different now, like good different, because of how it feels with the gunplay and everything. So in my opinion, it just feels like a really huge win, especially for people that are coming that were hoping for some elements from Metal Gear outside of just like, the sneaking around. You get a lot of references to Phantom Pain. That was really funny when I saw that. When George Miller said like something of a phantom pain, and I'm like, oh my god! Like my wife was like, what? Why are you acting like this? And like she hasn't played Metal Gear, but I was like, okay, whatever. Like I can't explain that right now. So it was really cool, and I just feel that this game has so much more potential. The first boss fight felt really good. The second boss fight, the second boss fight felt like I was playing Horizon, which was meaning as boring. This huge boss that you just kill super easy, and I was like, you know what, this is kinda lame. But when you go to the third boss, oh, I got out the sniper rifle. I got them. It was so good. I loved it. I loved it. So for me, the game feels just so good and creative to be around, and you can have like so much more fun. The delivery is not just about deliveries alone now. You get to get a lot of more extra stuff with them, not just getting to know and story wise and all of their lores and the likes and all of that, but you get a lot around extra weapons, new technologies. You're getting better with them. They're also growing, and you get to see like some kind of like everyone in the game. It's a Kojima game after all. Everyone feels to have aspirations. Everyone seems to have a story. They're not just like, I'm NPC 225 and I look like someone. Haha. See you later. They're not like that. Everyone tries to do something in this world, and you can see it from how they approach everything in their life, what they share with you. And the next step to go from that is like on the first game, it felt like you were the only main character, and this was what was happening around you, and you had all this tragic past and all of that, and you get to know more about yourself. But then the second game is to learn and understand how big the world is, and not just about yourself. You now know about yourself and all of that. Now you're getting to know everybody else. And I'm sorry, like I'm trying to be completely spoiler free here. So the thing that I will say is that when you meet the new people that you get involved with, all of them are super interesting. And there are unique ways that you get to know more stuff around them. You can experiment. Like when I saw the Dolman dance, all right, it was something unique, okay? If you want to do that, I'm pretty sure there are guides and stuff like that out there, but it just felt, because it was so random, it felt like incredible. And some random stuff with Charlie after shower, I'm not gonna say. My wife still hasn't seen it. She's farther ahead from me, and she still hasn't seen that scene. I don't know what I did to trigger that. I would. I wish I didn't trigger that scene. It was so weird, but it was also so Kojima at the same time. But yeah, like for me, this game just has so much potential, and I'm just trying to. This is just like a preview of what I'm doing right now and what I see, uh, because like I wanted to make this video mostly because the first game was for me so like taxing that when you see the second game being completely different from that, you feel like I need to say this, because like what if someone imagines that this is the same kind of game and they don't get to experience this epic cool story, not only the cool story but the cool gunplay, how you approach all this stuff and all the options that you get. It just feels like if you are a gamer, like how would I recommend someone Metal Gear? If you're a gamer, you need at least play these games, like to get to see what the medium is possible to make. And this is how I feel about this game as well. Now, is it about the gunplay only? Is it because it's above my expectations and I maybe set too low expectations? I don't know. But this is really how I feel. Now, let's talk about the ways that I played this game. I played it on the PS5 Pro on my big 4K OLED 68 inches LG C2. Amazing. I'm really glad I got the Pro just because to be able to play on that TV, it just plays the games way better than the base PS5. And I used my base PS5 to play on my 1440p monitor, which was fine. And definitely doesn't look as good as the PS5 Pro. This PS5 Pro looks way better, but the PS5, the base one, it does pretty good job. Obviously, like there's no issues to play the game on the base PS5, which is cool as well. And the other two ways that I played this game was using the PlayStation Portal and the Steam Deck for streaming. I have to say this because I got really tired of not saying anything about it. The more I use the PlayStation Portal, the more I wish I could just use my Bluetooth stuff with it. I don't want to buy these stupid Bluetooth buds just to be able to use them for this specific thing that I don't use that much, so I cannot really justify the purchase. They're stupidly expensive and they will never be as good as using my like normal cabled IEMs. But the problem is when I'm using this device, I'm in bed. And using cables in bed with that device as well is not very good experience, at least for me. So I really heavily dislike that. I dislike the idea that it's all is about lag, because it's not. It just want you to buy this stuff. It's nothing about lag, because I stream with my Steam Deck, which is lower latency than what I get with the PlayStation Portal, unfortunately. And this is already better experience, and the sound is better as well. So I have come around with the streaming. I choose to do it mostly now from the Steam Deck OLED. You get the HDR, especially for a game like this. Not all the games do well HDR, so it's not like a top tier thing. But for specifically playing Death Stranding 2, I prefer to use that one there, because as comfortable as PlayStation Portal is, as much as I like it, I just hate to use it in bed when you can just use your Steam Deck. You know, like just feel like I feel stupid doing it, because I could just have my earphones here and my AirPods and just enjoy the game and not really give a shit about anything else, right? I just enjoy it in bed. And you have the HDR, you have better screen quality on the Steam Deck OLED, because you can adjust based on your network how it works. The only problem with the Steam Deck, and why I stopped using it, because sometimes it becomes iffy and that gets annoying. But because this game is not combat all the time, if I get disconnected once or twice, it's not the end of the world. On the PlayStation Portal, I never get disconnected. I should state this. So if you're someone that will get annoyed with something like this, there is that. But for me, when I'm playing on the Steam Deck, and when I say I get disconnected, is because I choose to get disconnected because it lags and it stops for a couple of moments, couple of times. And yeah, like for me, the experience with the PlayStation Portal is not like that. But on the Steam Deck, I get to have Bluetooth sound and all of that. And that is better. Just honestly, that is just better. If you're trying to casually play this on bed and you have also lower latency with the Steam Deck OLED for whatever reason, not from the screen latency, but the controls in general feel way snappier. I saw this also on God of War compared like from my Steam Deck OLED to playing it with the PlayStation Portal. It just felt way better to play this on the Steam Deck OLED, especially because it involves gunplay, which lower latency is a bliss, and the more latency you have when you're playing with a gun, it feels garbage. And this game, even though it's a single player game, you don't connect to servers and stuff, it still didn't feel that good. So in my experience, if you have the option to go for the Steam Deck OLED for streaming, please go with the OLED. It's just better. Just better. Even though it has these caveats, sometimes disconnected more frequently, it just still works better in my opinion. So that was the whole package of the preview for the game so far, like how I feel and how I have played this game. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I love Death Stranding, and definitely I love Death Stranding 2 way better than the first game. Really satisfied that I made the collector's purchase, because even though I didn't know it's gonna be this good, it just is. So I'm really happy with that. You can leave comments below how you feel about the new game, how you felt if you ever played the first game, if you agree with me, like it was kind of boring the first game. Yeah, let's have a dialogue on the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great time. See you next time. Bye.